All right, welcome to another Wish Wednesday. We have not done a Wish Wednesday for a while, but this time from Wish, I have bought a spear. Now, this spear, right off the bat, it seems to be way better quality than what I would expect from Wish, but it also has a brand name on it that is Reaper, I think is what it's supposed to be. You don't normally see brand names on things from Wish, so this kind of leads me to believe that this is just like a real brand that is like being resold on Wish or something. So the quality might actually not be as bad as the typical Wish quality that we're used to, but overall, just holding it, it feels like it's going to be a really good spear. It has a poly, I think it's supposed to be a polypropylene handle or something similar. It's real thin up at the front where the weight is, then it gets thicker down at the back. And the weight for a spear, something that you're supposed to be throwing, the weight feels like it's really good. So I have pretty high hopes for it. The blade is half serrated and half straight edge, and the straight edge part does not feel very sharp at all. I mean, it's a spear. You're not really supposed to be doing cutting with it. You're supposed to be doing more spearing with it. So I guess the blade doesn't really have to be that sharp. It has these serrations on the back that I assume are supposed to like resemble some type of like saw or something. There's no way in the world that you could like saw through anything. So just like every other Wish Wednesday, we're gonna put this thing through its paces and see if it's worth it. First, I think it'd be fun to start off with a classic water bottle cutting. So we'll see. The blade, like I said, I don't think it's not really the sharpest, but we'll see if we can cut through a water bottle here. I like having a lot of leverage, it's almost like a baseball bat. So maybe the leverage will make up for the lack of sharpness. Okay, that absolutely was not what I expected whatsoever. So maybe the speed makes up for the lack of sharpness, like I said. Because I'm telling you, this blade is not very sharp at all. It's a good start. All right, our next test. What good is a spear if it can't even spear? So I have this that is going to represent our wall. This is just a piece of plywood, and I'm going to throw it at it. I think I'm just going to start off throwing it at it as hard as I can and see how deep it penetrates through the wood. This wood, I think it's a 1/4 inch thick, or it could be, I think it's a 1/4 inch thick. So we'll see how deep it penetrates. Jeez, that was actually, let me pull it out. That was actually a pretty good distance. And that actually, I mean, I threw it pretty hard, but I think I can throw it a little bit harder if I put a little more oomph into it. So that was pretty good. I don't know why it didn't stick that time. It broke through the back of it. So far, I'm happy to see that the tip appears to be completely undamaged. Typically with something that's like cheap like this, you'd expect the tip to like bend or something. But so far, this is holding up extremely well. It looks exactly like it did earlier. So, wow, same thing. It still kind of pierced through the back, but it didn't stick. I want this thing to stick. I want to throw it in there and have it go like halfway down or halfway in there and then stick. Now there we go. That was better. Although that's still stuck about right here. That's still about as much as the first throw. So as far as it feels really good to throw, like it feels really good. It feels really well balanced. It has a good weight to it. And as you can see, that weight does transfer very nicely whenever you throw it on something. But let's do something else. All right, next we're gonna go with the trusty old watermelon. I don't have a backstop for this one, so I'm just trusting that my aim is going to be good enough that I'm not going to hit the garage. All right, here we go. Well, I didn't hit the garage, but I also didn't hit the watermelon. Oh, that was perfect. Look at that. That went straight through. Let's go ahead and finish it off. Get back up here. I'm not done with you. I think that watermelon's dead. All right, for our next test, I'm sure that you guys want to know what would happen if you were to use this in like a... Really, dude? Next, I'm sure you guys want to know what this would do against like a person, if you were to use it on a person. So we're going to be using our old pal Gary as our test subject. He has been extremely mouthy recently, and he needs to be punished, regardless of if he doesn't have a head or not. He's still been very mouthy, and he's been giving me a lot of attitude. So this is what he gets. That actually didn't do that much. Let's try that again. Now that's what I'm talking about. So it seems like this is actually quite effective against somebody because you can just take their arm off. So, I thought that was gonna fly off there. So far so good. So whenever I threw that, it actually like broke off the thing that holds his arm. So we're just gonna put his arm in there like that. So now instead of throwing it at Gary, I'm gonna show you some of my favorite like hand-to-hand combat methods that I would use against somebody if I had to use this spear against them. So Gary's really in for it on this one. This first one is gonna be called the bull. Ah! That's why it's called the bull. You just run into him. Gary's looking rough. Come on. All right, this next one is very effective on people that you don't want to know are coming and you want to sneak up on them. It's called the sneak attack. So. There you go. Just one swift move. They don't even know what hit them. Now I'm going to show you guys one more. This one is a super basic move. Really, anybody can do it. So this is a move that you would use like if, say someone's like, they're standing right next to you, but like they're just getting a little bit too close to you, and you have this, you just kind of want to hold it. Just kind of hold it like this. You know, just kind of like a baseball bat. Make sure the blade is orientated the right way. Just stand here, say their hands are getting too close to you, be like, hey, back up! And they're taken care of. And they might even be split in half. Alright, there's just a couple more questions that I want to answer with this thing. Oh, felt like the blade was getting loose. Anyway, I want to see if I can, how hard it is to spear through a hard hat. I would imagine that it's not going to be very hard. Did that not go through? No? I know you can't see it on camera, but it did some damage on the top, but it did not make it all the way through. Oh yeah. That one made it through. But this is actually, it actually stops it like dead in its tracks. Really? What if we just hit it real hard? That went all the way to the fence. So, this hard hat, let me show you up close. So you can see the big line across the top where I just hit it. This hard hat, I don't know if you can see it, there's virtually no damage. There's just tiny little pinholes where the tip of the blade went through. But other than that, if you were wearing a hard hat and you got hit with a spear, you'd be completely fine. Alright, so we have done plenty of tests on the front sharp side of the spear, but I also want to test the butt of the spear, because in the ad, they talked about how, not in the ad, but on the, whatever, on Wish, they noted that the handle of the spear was also extremely durable, and you could use it for like crushing things. So, I have a coconut. See if we can crush a coconut with it. Oh, did I miss that? Oh, look at that. We cracked it. Let's go again. Wow, this coconut is whole. Oh. Okay, so you can crack a coconut very, very easily. So now, let's see if we can crush this cinder block. I mean, it didn't break, but it also didn't really, almost did virtually nothing to the handle of the spear. Let's go again, real hard. I really thought that would have broke by now. Let's move it up here. Jeez. We'll go down like this. I'm not gonna lie, that really hurts my hands, honestly. Come on, this thing has to be able to break a cinder block. Ah, there we go. You just gotta put some oomph into it. Let's go for this side. Okay, so you can break a cinder block, and the handle has just the slightest little bit of damage. This thing's pretty good. All right, well, I have no complaints about this spear. This thing, especially for something from Wish, this thing exceeds all of my expectations, and it does every single thing that you would expect a spear to do. So I gotta give it like a 9 out of 10 or a 10 out of 10. It didn't let me down, it's durable, works exactly as expected, and it does great. So thank you guys so much for watching. If there's anything else that you want to see me test from Wish, leave a comment down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.